sides of this. I mean, we really do want to make them, allow them to be successful, to stay around for a long time. But we do have to, we don't want to do that at the expense of the neighbors. So if one of the big issues is smoking, and right now the location is that fenced-in area and that's not working out, why can't there be, is there an ordinance against moving the smoking?
Don't mean to interrupt, but my understanding is the smoking cannot take place within that area because they're serving food out there
Because we
until
serve
6
food
o'clock.
there.
But they're outside smoking.
Right,
And
no,
this-
right, I just wanted
They're
to
out
make
front.
you aware that they're not smoking inside that area, but they are outside.
They're outside. So all I'm asking is it possible to move a designated smoking area at this location that goes more on the other side of Route 28? Is there an egress so they can use a door and you guys set up a location out there and then they can enter and exit from the back area? And now it's, the noise is on the street where there's a lot of cars anyway. Now, I'm not sure that's the best idea because I know you have neighbors over there as well, but it's something to consider.
Mrs. Bythrow may have something to say to that.
They'll be quieter than the cars.
Yeah, they will be, absolutely. And maybe they can do an area of shrubbery or something where they can give them an area that's fenced off with shrubbery to sit down and smoke the cigarettes. That may solve that one problem, and then we can address the other, but is that a possibility?
I thought I heard you say that you looked into that, and then
We did ask,
you asked whom?
a gentleman who came in from the town.
Martin
he-
Fair.
He
Health
mentioned
department?
about the lighting and the
Oh.
light pollution and the noise
That's,
pollution.
yeah.
Building inspector?
Yes, and I asked about a bench, putting a bench and chairs or something out there to make that the designated smoking area. He wasn't completely against it, but it didn't sound like it was something that they wanted the people to be able to see from the street.
Let's just say, for the sake of discussion, it's okay. Would that help solve that problem?
Are you asking?
I'm asking, like, would the neighbors, how they would feel about that becoming the designated smoking area? Try to eliminate that one problem, then we can get to the next one. Let's take one at a time.
So they're out there smoking, they're not, they can't bring a drink out?
Can't bring
They're not
food
gonna be
out.
there for half an hour.
Can't bring drinks out, they're just having their cigarette, and then they're entering back into the building.
You know, I can't predict what it would be like, but if it
Or
would be
give-
quieter on his, I mean, I can't imagine residents on Buck Ave would.
All I'm asking the residents is that we gotta help them be successful, right? Because we need them, the town, we need a lot, we need business to stay here. We wanna help them be successful, so we could try to work together. And that's a viable solution that you can at least consider, and then maybe we can take the action on our end to talk to Mr. DeCola to see if that's a viable option. Maybe we can come back to the table on this one. And then it brings us to eating in that designated area. I would like to see them to be able to have that opportunity. I'm not so sure I'm in love with doing 10 o'clock, but,
I just threw out for discussion.
no, I know, I'm just giving you my feedback on it. I think, what are the other businesses in that general area? What time, do they have patios, and are they eating out in those areas at any particular time? I don't know.
I don't know of any other than Horseshoe, there's a patio, is there others?
Hillview has a patio.
Hillview has a small one on the
Hillview.
driving range, but that's not
Owns a
comparable.
No.
But what, do we have restrictions on any of those? No,
Neither.
we don't, okay.
No, but the physical locations are different and the situation's a little bit different.
Okay. Thank you.
Could I ask a question? I know that the other.
Can I just trouble you to come up, because
sorry.
those at home, although we can hear you, those at home.
I know the previous manager that was here had said that he would encourage his patrons to be considerate of the neighbors. I don't know if there's a sign there, or if it's, you know, if they're going to do something on a trial basis. Because I know there are people on, Porter and Alston that will be much closer than, I mean, there's Cogswell and then my street. So if it's gonna be done on a trial basis, maybe there can be something, a sign or something that will encourage them to remember it's a residential area also.
We have quiet
So-
zone, we have at least,
We tell them all the time, please be respectful of our neighbors, that he's a residential area.
So
There's
just the
homes all
smokers,
along
because
the
I don't know
side.
what it's gonna be like on your side of the,
I'm waiting for them to get through, and just say my little piece, that's all.
okay.
You waiting for us to get through, Mr. Kuchar?
So I just wanted to know if that was something that was put in place, if there was a sign or if management was encouraging that. Okay.
I guess the trouble I'm having is, although I'm hearing about noise, there seems to be only 2 complaints that the establishment has received over the last year. And I'm sure people don't want to complain all the time, but I would have thought that if noise was a problem, there would have been, either town hall would have heard about it,
Yeah. Good
we
point.
would have heard about it as a board, police department would have heard about it, or the establishment would have heard about it more than twice. So, I do recognize, and I would believe, there is noise that happens when the cars leave the facility at 1 o'clock in the morning. There may be.
Well, we can start calling if you would like. So, no, yeah, but
No.
I'm not usually a squeaky wheel, but I knew that Bluff Ave residents were having difficulty before. And
I knew-
I'm here to support them with the patio business, but I know the noise on the other side has not improved, and we were told that something, you know, they would talk to the owner of the building about the noise of the band, and you can, with windows shut, still feel the vibration from the band, so I really don't think
Yeah.
much has been done. And the traffic coming out has been worse than a year ago. Them peeling out of the parking lot at whatever time they leave. But again, would I bother and call the police department as if they don't have anything else to worry about but these out-of-towners, you know, racing up and down 28? I can start calling if you would like. I just hate to bother them when there could be an emergency, a real emergency somewhere else.
But I guess that's the wishes of the board. Mr. Fode?
Yeah, one of the concerns I have, what you said earlier was, what's the difference if we open the patio till 9 or 10 o'clock? That's not gonna resolve the other issues, but I think those other issues need to be addressed. And I agree with Mr. Prisco in that we have to support local business, but, you know, residents have to be able to sleep at night also. So I don't particularly, the way you approached it, how's the patio gonna affect the difference in cars leaving fast at night or making noise outside smoking, to me, just, I don't know, so that needs to be addressed, I think, before I can support allowing that to stay open a little bit later. As much as I wanna be able to help you guys on it, I'm a product of a restaurant owner, my parents were restaurant owners, and I can feel for where you are, but, I mean, you know, I have to have a concern for the people who live there too.
Mr. Valiakonis?
Yes, sir.
Is there any difference if the board votes this down versus the establishment withdrawing their request? Is there any,
No, you don't have to take any action.
Right.
no action?
You don't have to take any action right now. Okay. But, I haven't gotten, feeling of any commitment, you know, to go beyond what you've already done. And I think I get the impression that you feel as though you've done as much as you can do.
No, I'm willing to do anything. I tell the bands all the time, I keep control over the noise level. I told them 3 times Saturday night, you need to turn it down. If I can hear it across the street, so from my neighbors. And he's like, really? Yes, you need to turn it down. And they did. We put in carpeting, we put in panels in the ceiling to absorb some of the noise. We walk through the parking lot to see if there's kids out there hanging out, going out. Everybody goes out and smokes, walks around the parking lot. We have a door person who patrols the parking lot. I'm willing to do more if that's what you need me to do.
I'm wondering if the rest of the building's causing a big echo, because it's empty, dirt, nothing's finished
I
inside.
can assure you, there was an echo inside just your section of the building there. You
So
made some,
It's acting, I wonder if that whole building is just becoming a big, you know, drum.
what about the potential for approaching the property owner and working out some sort of a deal, whether it be for, you know, arborvitae's or,
I think someone already said he's probably having financial trouble.
I guess it's, yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if he's, I've asked for several things from him, and I haven't got anything.
But for right now, though, you're the anchor.
I,
I mean, you have a long-term lease with them, I'm sure,
Mhm.
because you wouldn't be making that investment if you didn't, but by the same token, you know, if you don't succeed, he's in deeper
Yeah.
trouble. So if he needs some sort of a short-term reprieve on the rent in order to effectuate some immediate changes for leasehold improvements, you know, whether it be, you know, arborvitae's or a fence,
I guess we're just disappointed that we corralled that area in with a big tall fence, which we weren't planning on doing that. We were planning on doing a nice.
don't get me, I'm not necessarily talking about that.
No,
You know, it's just, that we have other issues that are not being appropriately addressed in my estimation. When more can be done and more should be done. You're coming in looking for something more, and I'd like to get a commitment that more is gonna be done to address the issues. I, like Mr. Prisco and everybody else, I wanna support you, I wanna see you succeed, I wanna see you
We are trying.
flourish, and
We are really trying
You
to
know.
put in multiple things to cut down the
You are.
echo, the noise.
We
the
recognize it.
I mean, we really have, we wouldn't come back if we weren't trying it. We put the signs up, we put the fence, we've done, acoustical things, we've had acoustical specialists come in and tell us, what you should do to capture more sound. I mean, I don't know where this, I don't know where the sound's going. I don't know how it's getting, as far as if they say.
most of the complaints that I've heard about, not so much, this is my throw to say, is in relation to the band so much, as the parking lot noise, as far as, people leaving at, closing hour, I mean, we can take care of that through the local police department, just to show yourself once in a while, and again, the word gets out. But it's been the parking lot noise that I've been hearing as a recurring theme, from the neighbors, and it's the people who are out there, smoking or congregating outside as they're leaving or coming in, that's causing the most angst. And, you say you have someone at the door, but I mean, how can we not have some improvement if we're making that kind of,
Well, if there's 5 people out there smoking, I mean, it's like, all right, hurry up, guys, right, you got.
hurry up, just again.
But that's why I think if we propose maybe helping them move that problem,
Any suggestions, we're open to any suggestions.
and we can work.
Let's do a series. Maybe
Well,
hand up.
I think that the noise that the band makes can be controlled,
Right.
right? It's harder to control people that's out in the parking lot talking. I too want to see the business, survive and flourish. And again, I get the feeling that we just, we keep talking about this thing, and everybody acknowledges there's a problem, and it's difficult to get it fixed. That building, the way it's designed, is one flat surface, wide open parking lot. If you drop a pin, I think you could hear it over in the, I'm being a little facetious here, but, it's just the layout is horrible to deal with the sound. And the only way you're gonna cure the sound is to get some people in there to help you put some, whether it's material on the face of the building that helps absorb some of that sound that's out in the parking lot, or as Steve pointed out, arborvitae's along the perimeter, fence along the perimeter, something, solid fence that would absorb some of that sound and block it. We're gonna be here talking over and over and over again.
But yeah, berm with arborvitae's or something like that, but I just, I'm not getting the commitment, the feeling of a commitment. That something can be done, or will be done to the neighbors. But I'm in support of maybe a 9 o'clock, not a 10. But
I said, just for discussion, Mr. Prisco.
All right, I really respect what you're saying, but you have to look at it from a business perspective. Someone has to take that burden on. They're obviously requesting to make this change so the business can be more successful. So it's kind of the chicken before the egg here. I think we need to find a middle ground, and at the same time, try to find a way to at least give some relief to the residents. I'm not sure if that's even possible based on the way Mr. Messeri's just articulated the design of that building. But that's why I'm suggesting that we try to look at other locations, moving the problem to another area and test it out, like bringing it on the Route 28 side just for smoking. I don't know, I mean, to me,